Okay, first of all, good morning to all of you. By the grace of great Father and great God, let us start this session. See, right now we will start a new unit or new chapter which is called quantum mechanics. Quantum mechanics. Okay. So the very first important questions that comes to our mind is what is the need of quantum mechanics? What is the need of quantum mechanics? Now see, before discussing the need of quantum mechanics, I will discuss the classical mechanics. What do you mean by classical? Classical means old. So classical mechanics has been given by the scientist Newton. That is also called a Newtonian mechanics. It is also called a Newtonian mechanics, and it has beautifully explained many of the effects. Okay, उसने बहुत से effects को explain की है, but still there are some effects, which has not been successfully explained by the classical mechanics. For example, photoelectric effect. Photoelectric effect has not been explained by the classical laws. Okay. The second is the black body radiation. Black body radiation is also not explained by the classical mechanics. Okay. Black body Compton effect is also not explained by the classical mechanics. Okay. And specific heat of solids, then stability of atom, optical spectra. These are some effects which are not explained by the classical mechanics. So there is a need of the quantum mechanics. Here basically the origin of the quantum mechanics start. Okay. Now see, classical mechanics deals at the macro level. What do you mean by macro? Macro means बड़ा. बड़े level पे deal करती है. It deals at the macro level. But quantum mechanics deals at the micro level. Can you tell me the size of the dimension of the atom? What is the size of atom? Size of atom is approximately 10 raised to power minus 10 meter. And what is size of nucleus? Approximately 10 raised to power minus 15 meter. तो ये वाला क्या हो गया? छोटा हो गया. Nucleus उसके अंदर है तो nucleus का size क्या होगा? छोटा होगा ना. So the size of nucleus is less than the size of the atom. That is obvious. That is the obvious thing. Okay. So this is the approximate size of nucleus of the order of 10 raised to power minus 15 meter, and the size of atom is 10 raised to power minus 10 meter. When we have to discuss at the subatomic level, then we have to discuss at the subatomic level, then we have to need the quantum mechanics laws. Okay. Here the classical mechanics laws of classical mechanics do not applicate. Okay. Here the laws of quantum mechanics will apply. I'll get my point. When we deal at the micro level, when we deal at the electron level, okay, this is very small level. So these are also called the subatomic particles. Proton, electrons, and neutrons are called subatomic particles. And when we have to deal at the subatomic particles, then we have to deal at the new mechanics, which is called quantum mechanics. Okay. And the important difference is this mechanics deals at the micro level. This mechanics deals at the macro level. Okay. Now I will discuss a new thing, that is about the light. Okay. Now see, light possesses dual nature. Light possesses the dual character. See, we consider light as a wave. When we consider light as a wave means this. When we consider light as a wave, then we explain the laws which is called the interference. Number 1, diffraction. Number 3, polarization. by interference. Interference is called the superposition of light wave. Superposition of the light wave. What is diffraction? It is called a bending of light. Bending of light around the obstacle. Okay. And third one is called a polarization. It's called a polarization. So when we consider light as a wave, then we beautifully explain these laws. Okay. But when we consider light as a particle, particle means photon. Particle means photon. Light as a photon. When we consider light as a photon, then it means this time the light is exhibiting a particle nature. Light is exhibiting a particle nature, and when we consider light as a particle, then we explain the photoelectric effect. We explain the photoelectric effect. Compton effect. Compton effect. What is photoelectric effect? Can you tell me, Anand, what is photoelectric effect? What is photoelectric effect? See, photoelectric means photo plus electric. Photoelectric word consists of two words, but one is called photo plus electric. Photo means photon, electric means electrons, and electrons subjected to a current. Okay. So what is this? When we consider light as a photon, and energy of that photon is equal to h nu, and when this photon will falls on a material, what would happen? It would emit a electron. It would emit a electron from this material. It would emit a electron from this surface or material. So the definition is, it is the spontaneous ejection or emission of the electrons from the surface of a material when a light of suitable frequency falls on it. Okay. So it's mathematical. The photoelectric effect is h nu is equal to W. W is called the work function. It is that amount of energy which is required to knock out the electron from the surface. Okay. So h nu is equal to W plus rest of the energy will be imparted to a kinetic energy of a electron. Let us say the photon of the energy is 10 units. Let us say the energy of the photon is 10 units. Out of 10 units, 6 units energy has been consumed to eject the electron, to knock out the electron from the surface. Okay. Now what is the left? What is the energy left we have? We have a 4. So 6 plus 4 is equal to 10. Input energy is equal to output energy. So h nu is equal to 5 or W. Some books write W or 5 are the same thing. W or 5 plus half and B square. So this is how the photoelectric effect explained by the great scientist Mr. Albert Einstein, and Albert Einstein got the Nobel Prize for the photoelectric effect. He got the Nobel Prize for this effect. And this beautiful law has been explained by the supposition when we consider light as a particle, light as a photon. Photon means particle nature. Light as a photon. So it means some of the laws has been explained when we consider light as a wave, and some of the laws has been explained when we consider light as a particle. It means this behavior is called a dual. Dual means two. It means light possesses dual character. Sometimes light behave as a wave, and sometimes light behave as a particle, which is called a photon. But the important thing is that it will exhibit a one behavior at a time. It will not show the two behavior at the same time. Either it will show wave nature, or it will show a particle nature. It will not certainly happen that the light exhibit the particle nature as well as a wave nature simultaneously. It will not happen. दोनों के दोनों एक साथ नहीं शो कर सकती. जहाँ तो लाइट पार्टिकल नेचर शो करेगी, जहाँ लाइट वेव कैरेक्टर शो करेगी. Okay. So it means light possess dual character. One is called wave character, and another is called a particle character. So and Einstein got the Nobel Prize for it. by assuming light as a wave, light as a particle, and that particle is photon. Light as a photon. Photon means particle, and he got a Nobel Prize for the photoelectric effect. Okay, so this is a story. After that, at that time, there is a scientist which is called a de Broglie. It is called a de Broglie. I am telling you the history basically. I am telling you the sequence. Of the story. Okay, one by one. So there is a scientist, de Broglie. De Broglie is a scientist. Okay. Then he thinks that if light exhibits the wave nature and particle nature, so similarly, then a particle will also exhibit a particle nature as well as a matter will also exhibit a particle nature as well as a wave nature, because nature loves symmetry. Nature loves symmetry. So de Broglie said nature loves symmetry. Nature loves symmetry. As light exhibit wave nature and particle nature, so similarly the matter also exhibit particle nature as well as wave nature, Okay, particle nature. So see, matter exhibit particle nature, that is obvious thing. That is ये तो आप देखते ही हो, मैटर का पार्टिकल नेचर तो आप देखते ही हो, लेकिन इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट था दी मैटर का पार्टिकल नेचर तो आप देखते ही हैं, बट इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट इज कि हाउ द मैटर विल एग्जिबिट द वेव नेचर. How the matter will exhibit the wave nature, that is the most important point. Okay, so this is the point, and on these supposition he found that when a particle will move, what de Broglie find out that when a particle move, what would happen? When a particle move, then a wave is get associated with it. जब एक पार्टिकल चलता है तो उसके साथ क्या चलती है? एक वेव चलती है. Are you getting your point? So he assumed that when a particle moves, then a wave get associated with it, which is called a matter wave. When a particle moves, then a wave get associated with a particle, and that particle is called that wave is called a matter wave. For example, देखिए एक इलेक्ट्रॉन चल रहा है. अगर इलेक्ट्रॉन चलेगा तो उसमें क्या चलेगी? एक वेव चलेगी. क्या चलेगी? एक वेव. उस वेव को क्या बोलते हैं? मैटर वेव. और इस सपोजिशन को, and he found that the wave associated with the particle is called a matter wave. First of all, the question will come, what is matter wave? What is a matter wave? Two mark question. What is a matter wave? So what is matter wave? It is a wave that is when a particle moves, then a wave gets associated with it. This is called a matter wave, and it is also called a pilot wave. It is also called a pilot wave or guide wave. There are three names: matter wave, pilot wave, guide wave. Guide, matter, pilot, guide. Light, guide wave. Guide का मतलब जो रास्ता दिखाती है. ठीक है? Matter wave, pilot wave, guide wave, one and same thing. One and same thing. Matter wave, pilot wave, guide wave, one and same thing. And he found that de Broglie find out that, and the wavelength associated with that wave is called a lambda, and that is equal to h upon mv. किया था ना आपने? Lambda is the wavelength of that matter wave that is associated with the particle. Lambda is called a de Broglie wavelength. It is called a de Broglie wavelength. Lambda is equal to h over mv, which is called a de Broglie wavelength. Are you getting your point? When a particle moves, then a wave is associated with that particle, and that wave is called a matter wave, and the wavelength of that matter wave is h over mv, is equal to h over mv. Are you getting your point? And experimentally इज द थ्योरेटिकल मॉडल, दिस इज द थ्योरेटिकल मॉडल। और इसके लिए भी डी ब्रॉगली को क्या मिला था? नोबेल प्राइज। बहुत बड़ी बात है उस समय। तो डी ब्रॉगली आल्सो गॉट द नोबेल प्राइज इट एंड बट दिस इज अ थ्योरेटिकल थिंग, दिस इज अ थ्योरेटिकल थिंग। एक्सपेरिमेंटली this concept has been proved by the two scientists which are called the Davison and Germer. Davison and Germer. Davison and Germer experiment. Davison and Davison and Germer experiment. These are two scientists who explain who has taken the example of electron. Who has taken a example of electron. उन्होंने इलेक्ट्रॉन को ही एक्सेलरेट द इलेक्ट्रॉन बाय सम पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस एंड ही फाउंड दैट व्हेन इलेक्ट्रॉन मूव देन अ वेव गेट एसोसिएटेड विद इट एंड ही शोन दिस थिंग एक्सपेरिमेंटली। डेविसन एंड जर्मन एक्सपेरिमेंट that shows the wave nature of atom, that shows the wave nature of a particle, wave nature of particle or matter by taking the example of electron, okay. So theoretically this thing has been proved by de Broglie and experimentally this thing has been proved by the scientist Davison and Germer. So this is the important thing, but still now if one question arises, see we have said that when a particle moves then this is a wavelength, but why don't we observe this in our daily life? Why don't we observe the lambda? Can you tell me? See, can you tell me what's the reason why we don't observe the lambda? बता सकता है कोई? Why we don't observe the lambda? Why we don't observe the lambda? Now see, I will take an example of ball. Let us say ball has some mass. And that mass is 1 gram. 1 gram. Let us say I will take a ball of mass 1 gram. This is an example. Why we don't observe the de Broglie wavelength in our daily life? I have a ball of mass 1 gram and that is moving with a velocity of 1000 meter per second. Calculate lambda. Hurry too fast. Mass is 1 gram, speed is 1000 meter per second. Tell me the answer. Lambda. What is lambda? H over mv. You know the value of H? H is 6.63 into 10 raised to the power minus 34 divided by, see this gram, convert this gram into kilogram, convert this gram into kg, what's the answer? 10 raised to the power minus 3 kg. So answer is 6.63 into 10 raised to the power minus 34 divided by 10 raised to the power minus 3 into 10 raised to the power 3. So what is the answer? 6.63 into 10 raised to the power minus 34 meter. See, 10 raised to the power minus 34 meter. This wavelength is too small. Too small, which is not observed in our daily life. 10 raised to the power minus 34 meter. You know, this is very small wavelength. So the question can come, why we don't observe the de Broglie wavelength in our daily life? So the answer is when we deal with the daily life, the wavelength which is get associated that have a very small magnitude, and that magnitude comes out to be a 10 raised to the power minus 34 meter. बहुत छोटी होती है, क्या होती है? बहुत छोटी होती है. Why we don't observe the de Broglie wavelength in our daily life? Why we don't observe the de Broglie wavelength for daily life, or or why we don't observe the de Broglie wavelength for macroscopic objects? Why we don't observe the de Broglie wavelength for macroscopic objects? See, 1 gram is very large mass as compared to a mass of electron, as compared to mass of what is the mass of electron? 9.1 into 10 raised to power minus 31 kg. This is the macro 1 gram, very heavy mass, and this is 10 raised to minus 34, very small mass. This is the subatomic particle. So this is the micro level, this is the macro level. This is the macro level, this is the micro level. So the question is, why we don't observe the de Broglie wavelength for macroscopic object? So the answer is this one. You can start from this, from example solution. Let us say mass is equal to 1 gram. Okay. Now next is the properties of matter wave. What are the properties of a matter wave? See, what are the properties? If the velocity is less, lambda is more. First property. If velocity is more, lambda is less. Mass is more, lambda is less. Mass is less, lambda is more. Okay, 4 properties. Fifth one is, these waves are produced by the motion of the particle. These waves are produced by the motion of the particle. So they are charge independent. They are charge independent. The next one is the wave and particle nature of the body cannot exist simultaneously. Cannot exist simultaneously. Okay. So next is, de Broglie waves are not electromagnetic waves. De Broglie waves are not electromagnetic wave. De Broglie waves are not the electromagnetic waves. De Broglie wave guide the particles. De Broglie wave guide the particles. So that is why it is called a guide wave or a pilot wave. De Broglie waves are guide waves. रास्ता दिखाती है ना, are guide waves. So these are called pilot wave or guide wave. The matter wave consists of group of waves. The matter wave consists of a group of waves. The matter wave consists of a group of waves. So I think that is too much for this session. Okay, any doubt from this session? Any doubt? International हिंदी वालों को समझ आया? अभी हमने क्या किया? Right now we have just discussed the introduction of quantum mechanics. What is the need of quantum mechanics? And what is de Broglie wavelength? Dual nature of light, dual nature of matter, de Broglie wavelength, matter waves. What is matter waves? And the last but not least is properties of matter. So thank you. This is all about it. Any doubt you can ask. Any doubt? तो कंपाइल करते हैं सेशन को. Thank you so much. Thank you.